For me, she's the GOAT for me, as I've sat here on this show for years and said I think she's the greatest who ever
No
played.
argument against.
Let's look at
None.
what she's accomplished. She had 3 national championships in college at Connecticut. She had 3 WNBA championships. She had 6 EuroLeague championships and a whole bunch of other things outside this country, championship after championship. She has 6, let's count them, 6 Olympic gold medals in basketball. So if you put your stuff on a mantle, she needs more mantles. She's got everything there is.
Tony Kornheiser from ESPN reflecting on the career of Diana Taurasi, calling her the GOAT. I don't think there's any question. I think we are biased by witnessing her whole career here in Phoenix. But calling it a career yesterday, making it official in a Time magazine article, an exclusive. And today, going on The View. Because I know Diana Taurasi's career was a normal topic of discussion on The View over the years. I used to look forward to those big playoff games after the Mercury would win titles, and I would tune in specifically to see what Barbara Walters and Joy Behar had to say about it.
What does Whoopi think?
All right, I'm gonna tell a couple stories about Diana Taurasi because my history with her I will treasure for the rest of my life. I've had many sit down interviews with her. They were all incredibly great. The content she delivered was unbelievable. One of the most quotable athletes ever. Last big sit down we had was before the Olympics in Rio in 2016, and I met her someplace and we talked for a while. And the whole vibe about the interview was it's all coming to an end. That this is going to be her last Olympics. That she still has the spirit.
And this is 2016.
This is 2016. Okay. That this is going to be her last Olympics. That she still wakes up every morning wanting to kill people on the basketball court, but the doing is the hard part. It took her 9 years to finally say the words. During that interview in 2016, we started talking about her history, and I just recalled how ruthless she was, how hardcore she was, the trash talking she was capable of. And she told me a story. She said, "You think I'm bad? You should see my older sister." And she told me a story that her older sister in 9th grade, high school summer league, the ref told her to tuck in her shirt. They started beefing on the court. Diana Taurasi's sister gave the ref the double bird and then mooned him. Diana told me that her sister got kicked off the team and almost expelled from school for a double bird and a moon. And I thought to myself, who's better than her? A double bird. I've never heard.
Her sister.
Yeah. Okay, so bear with me on story time. Here comes the Michael Jordan story down the pike. I've told it before, but it's very relevant in this situation. So I got to know Michael Jordan very well, covering him for 3 years playing basketball. He quits. He goes to play baseball right when I got moved to cover the White Sox. So now I'm suddenly in Jordan's life again as a baseball player.
He couldn't get away from me.
Couldn't get away from me. And so while I'm covering the White Sox in spring training, I hear a rumor that Michael Jordan is playing pickup basketball with some of his minor league teammates. And I thought to myself, oh, this would be the story of all stories if I could get Michael Jordan on a basketball court and write about it in his retirement from basketball while he's trying to play baseball.
Quote unquote.
Right, quote unquote. This would be the greatest story I've ever produced. So I went up to Michael one day. I said, Mike, and I ran it by him, and I finally looked at him. I said, Mike, can I get in the game with you guys the next time you play? Jordan spun around and gave me a look I've never seen him give me. And he said, why? You can't play. And it was a tone and a Michael Jordan I had never experienced, but I tiptoed into his world. I got into his competitive world and said, I want to be a part of it. And that's what I got back. And it took my breath away. I'm like, now I finally understand this dude, right? Mm-hmm. So, no, I never played basketball with him. Many years later, I had the same idea with Diana Taurasi. Hey, D, how about we play horse and you allow me to write about it? Well, it'll be fun. It'll be good publicity. She agrees. So I show up to play her in a horse. And at the time, I played a lot of pickup basketball in my day. And I used to be pretty good, a very good shooter, not real athletic, no hops to speak of, but a very good shooter. And so I thought, I'm gonna do okay. I'm not gonna get annihilated. I made some comment about the size of the WNBA ball, and suddenly I got the Jordan treatment. Boom! Different person came at me, talking trash at me, rolling her eyes when I did make a shot that challenged her. She matched every shot I made and beat me 3 games of horse without me getting a single letter.
And she waited till the end of that to say, "You can't play."
That's right. That's right. And so what I'm saying is Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Diana Taurasi, they're all the same.
Yep.
Killers.
Killers.
Becky Hammond, a women's basketball pioneer and legend in her own right, talked about that competitive nature.
The type of competitor that she was. I mean, she's a maniac. She's a maniac. She has what I call the switch, which she got that switch. Kobe had the switch. Michael had the switch, where it was like you step between those four lines. I mean, there were times I wanted to fight her, especially overseas. And then she'd be like, "You want to go and get a beer?" I'm like, "No, I want to kill you right now," like, because she had that switch, that competitiveness, where she sees only winning, and it's what's made her great and really set her apart. But I mean, in her prime years, she was a whole ass problem. I mean, she was just scored all three levels. Tenacity, just nasty out there. Just had that nasty, which I love. Like, you love that as a competitor. So our league is going to miss her.
Yeah, definitely going to miss her. And my up close and personal experience with Diana Taurasi goes back to her college days, 2003, when I was doing play-by-play for ASU women's basketball. We took a road trip back east where we played UConn on a Thursday night and then a Saturday night against Holy Cross in Worcester, Massachusetts. But that Thursday night game, I'll never forget it. They were obviously the toast of women's basketball, the UConn basketball team. ASU was pretty good. This game was moved. They played half their games at the Hartford Civic Center, which was the arena in the mall. Have you ever seen it?
Yes.
It's the craziest thing ever.
That's unbelievable.
I always used to listen to the Fabulous Sports Babe, and she would talk about the Hartford Whalers playing at the mall. I'm like, what is she talking about? There was an arena in the mall.
Uh-huh.
So this is a Thursday night. It's hours before the game. Our team hotel is connected to the Hartford Civic Center by walkways. And so you didn't have to go outside, which was good because it was December. It was cold. And seriously, 2.5, 3 hours before we even get on the bus to go over to even walk over to the arena, I look out my hotel room window, and it's gridlock on the streets of Hartford. I'm like, wow, is there an accident or something? No, they were tailgating for UConn women's basketball.
Wow.
On a Thursday night.
Wow.
They filled the place, 15,000 people. Like I said, ASU was pretty good. They were down by 2 at half, and then Taurasi was like, nope. Outscored them by 24 in the second half and won easily.
Wow.
And I just walked away going, she's different.
Yeah.
The best trash talk thing I saw since she retired, I think this might have been the 2016 Olympics also, but it was one of the Olympics, and they were doing some media availability photo shoot thing with the men's and women's Olympic American teams. So there's all these super duper duper stars there. And Diana Taurasi, they're all talking and stuff. And Diana Taurasi looks around and she looks at Draymond Green and she says, "Hey, Draymond, how does it feel to be the only one who's never been double teamed in this room?"
I saw that story too. And unlike Bick, I think I've actually beaten Diana Taurasi in competition. Didn't I beat her in Vinnie Joe Trivia?
I remember
right.
you played. I assume that you might have won. It was Raiders Trivia.
Raiders Trivia.
It was very competitive, and I think you might have won and she might have cursed, and I had to edit it out afterwards.
Probably. It all sounds right.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, one of a kind. Congratulations to Diana Taurasi.
Hail to the GOAT.
On an unbelievable career.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.